Hey, I'm Val, and this is my now husband Philip. After nearly 11 years together, we decided to finally get married, in the middle of a pandemic. As big parties with friends and family back home were off limits, we had to come up with a new plan. So instead, we decided to stay in the UK, get married in one of our favorite cities in the world, and tie it all together with an epic road trip across the UK. Basically like a honeymoon, but make it COVID friendly. So, our COVID moon. Follow along as we start this new chapter in our lives and explore corners of our expat home we've never seen before on our great British road trip.
Hey, listen up, I've tried to tell you this 100 times. Not getting better by lying there pretending to cry. You on repeat, you can see shit cause you have closed your eyes. You say you listen, but you're missing what it's all about. Rise up now. If you never fall, you don't change at all. Cry out now. Have you given up? I will never stop, yeah. I try to help you, but you keep reading between the lines. There's nothing there for you to complicate, we're not aligned. You say you listen, but guessing that's just another sign. Not growing up, you're growing old, your life keep passing by.
Good morning everyone and welcome back to Scotland. Today we woke up in the Isle of Arran, this beautiful island on the west coast of Scotland that is also called Scotland in miniature because apparently it has a bit of everything that mainland Scotland has. We've never been here before, but our dear friends have recommended it to us many times, and so we thought we might as well just go and see what it is all about. We woke up here today in our beautiful little green tent just over here. Because one of the things you need to know about Scotland, which is absolutely amazing, is that you can go wild camping. So all the national parks, on the coast, you could just camp on the beach. Every bit of land that doesn't really belong to someone, you can just pitch up a tent and go and spend the night there. And we have had some absolutely amazing experiences going wild camping, like on the islands of Lewis and Harris, in the Outer Hebrides, or in the north coast of Scotland a couple of years ago. So if you're at least a little bit into camping, I highly recommend it. So we took the ferry last night. It takes around an hour to get here, and there are loads of ferries every day, so it's very easy to get here with the car. And then we just drove up for about 20 minutes from Brodick, which is the place where you arrive with the ferry. And we're now in a little town, or a little village, it's really just one street, called Corry. And this is the ideal starting place for one of the most popular things to do on Arran, which is Goatfell, which is this massive mountain behind me, which you can't really see at the moment because it's a bit cloudy. So this is one of the great things you can do here. It's about a 3-hour climb up and then you have to come down again. And you have lovely views over the whole island. We're not going to do that today because we're only really here for one day, but our friends showed us pictures and it looked pretty stunning, so it's definitely a thing to check out. Oh, and one thing I forgot to mention. This spot here, to wild camp, lovely. Amazing flat green grass, stunning view just right at the sea. But one thing, just one tiny little thing, or rather a million tiny little things.
I want to get my stuff.
What's up, Schatz?
The midges.
What are the midges?
They're everywhere. Don't follow me.
What you doing?
Hiding. Walking.
If you've never been to Scotland, you might not have come across these beautiful creatures called midges. They're tiny little insects. They're a bit like fruit flies, and they're super common in Scotland, in the highlands and the islands. And they're the most annoying thing ever. They're so small, you can't really get rid of them. And they just come and bite you and want to eat you. And there's swarms of millions of them. And there's nothing you can do. They don't react to a normal bug spray. There's specific midgie spray, but we've just used it and we're still being eaten alive. So that's one of the fun things about Scotland. Midges. Great stuff. Philip's such a big fan of the midges. Then he decided to be in the car, cutting his veg. Oh, they are pretty bad, I must say. They're just everywhere. Oh. And you breathe them in as well. It's just horrible. And better news. Oh. Oh, God. In better news, we've got an absolutely lovely spot for camping tonight. I mean, look at this view. But once you've survived the midges, you have all of this as your backdrop. And it's quite a nice view to wake up to. So now we just had our breakfast, and now I think we're gonna go around the island, just on the road. And we'll need to find somewhere to take a shower. The only downside to wild camping is that you don't have any running water, obviously. So you can't just easily take a shower or wash your dishes or do anything like that. While most of the stuff you can either get away with just not doing, or you could still use the seawater for. Taking a shower is a bit tricky. So we had a look on the map, and now that we've basically driven around the northern half of the island, right in the middle of it on the so-called String Street, and we found a little stream. And because there are not really any proper lochs here, like lakes that you usually have in Scotland, we thought we might as well try the stream. And I think it will be pretty cold. Any last words?
No.
You can do it.
Ooh.
Ooh.
It's fresh.
Is it?
It's very fresh.
I mean, it comes from the mountains.
Can't feel my feet. Oh God. It's so cold.
You gonna come back?
To build up my heat again.
It's not warm. It's got a shower. Oh. Come on, love. You're more wimpy than me.
Wow.
Come on.
What are we talking here? Like,
Just in. Well done. That was certainly pretty chilly, but it was absolutely lovely and refreshing. We had some grannies who just walked along this path cheering on us when we were halfway in the water, which was pretty cool. So it's a really good opportunity, you know, when you're wild camping and don't have any water, just jump into a loch or into a stream, and at least you get a bit fresher. You can't really wash obviously, but at least it's a bit of rinsing the dust off. This valley here is called Glen Rosa, by the way, and it's right in the middle of Arran. So it's a good place to go, and it just looks so beautiful, especially on a day like this. The water's freezing cold. It comes down this mountain behind me. So you can imagine when it's about 14 degrees outside today, the water is not going to be much warmer. But still, it was such a cool thing to do. We're really glad that we did it. And now we're off to some more exploring of the south half of the island. Cool. So we're at the end of our day on the Isle of Arran. We've just pitched up in Black Waterfoot. Is that what it's called? Black Waterfoot?
Yes.
We've just pitched up in Black Waterfoot, and yet again we have another lovely space right at the beach. So just to finish this Isle of Arran video, obviously we can't really judge anything because we've only been here for one day, for 2 nights and 1 day. For us, being in the outdoors in Scotland, somewhere where you can wild camp, usually it's pretty nice. I don't think we've ever been anywhere in the Scottish countryside that we didn't enjoy. And it's the same for Arran. It's lovely green. They're pretty big mountains in the north. And did you hear that? That was the seagull. Well, so there's lovely, big, impressive mountains in the north, and obviously you can hike them if you want to. And there's the lowlands in the south. And you can go around the island on the big ring road, or you can go through the middle of it, which is called the string. And both routes are really recommendable. Recommendable? Is that a word? And we can really recommend both routes because we went all the way and they're both lovely. It's not the biggest of islands, so probably if you drive right around it, you can do it in 2 hours, and going through it maybe takes half an hour. So it's really doable. If you're looking for a party, for loads of places to go out, don't come to Arran. But if you're looking for a typical Scottish countryside, loads of green, the ocean, loads of views, mountains, then Arran is exactly your place. Super easy to get here, very affordable, especially if you do wild camping, and just a really, really good time. And very, very typical Scottish. So I hope you enjoyed this. Make sure you put Arran on the map for your next visit to Scotland, and I'll see you soon.